Conventional casters are everywhere. Heavy-duty casters are in every application where durability and reliability are critical.
All the inner parts are stainless steel, so it resists corrosion, so water, moisture, cleaning products, stuff like that aren't going to mess it up. But where it gets really cool is the wheels. Now, the wheels on this are designed with a two-layer construction, not just two separate wheels, but there's two layers of rubber in there. And there's the hard inner layer so that they don't deform under load. And then there's the soft outer layer so they don't scratch up the floor. Another neat aspect to it is you'll notice there's two wheels, not just one. Now, with just one wheel, when this caster turns, if you change directions from here to here, it's like putting your thumb down and trying to twist. You're gonna scratch up the floor. By having two wheels, what happens is the axle, the main center spindle, is between the wheels, so when they turn, they're actually turning really easily in a tight little circle. They don't just spin in place, they're actually moving around an orbital path. Notice that on casters, the center pin on top, which is where everything pivots from, is not directly over the wheels. Like here's the axle of the wheels, and the center pin is way off, like this far. And if it was right on top, when you tried to change direction, it would just drag the wheels sideways. By having it back, it gives you the equivalent of a rake angle. Also up on the top here, you'll see that this area is completely sealed in. It's one piece right from the bottom, and there's only a tiny little hair gap at the top. And inside that gap is another piece of steel and another piece, and it's all built in together. There's a lot of parts that go into making one of these. One of the cool bits of elegant engineering that goes into these, when you break this down into its component pieces, the physics involved in designing this is really cool. And we'll take a look here. Let's break this down a little bit, because as you see, you've got your 200 pounds pushing here, and now you've got a lever, because remember that rake angle? This is way back. So when you start looking the difference between this line here and then the distance over, the numbers get really big really fast. So the yoke part, has to be all heat treated, and this big plate with its 200 pounds is pushing down and focusing all that through the yoke on this little area down here. Now remember, this is bolted to the bottom, so the twisting load, the axle out here is getting just a straight up and down load, but the twisting load, as this is trying to lever off, is focused down on the swivel bearing, the radial thrust bearing in here. This side over here is trying to push up, this side's trying to pull down. And it's a non-trivial amount of force involved here with 200 pounds on top. When you look on this one, it's designed as a radial thrust bearing, so this, you can't peel it off. There's no play in it at all. It's absolutely rigid for that whole bearing. Like the slightest bit of movement moves everything else. And that takes a lot of work, because this has to be able to design not just to twist, but to have this be levered against with 200 pounds all day long and spin around in any direction and be able to handle all of that. The top.
Casters are romantic. We love them. 45 plus years of knowledge. From mistakes we've made to gaining the knowledge, we acquired the wisdom. If you have some caster needs, caster questions, need them fast, we can provide the service for you. Thank you.